very important thing: do not snorkel in the waters of Gozo. Hello everyone, this is Farita, your favorite travel girl on your favorite travel channel. Today is my last day in Malta, and if you haven't watched the previous 3 episodes, I'm going to link them here so you guys can check it out.
We are exploring the islands of Comino, which is the smallest island of Malta. And Malta as a country comprises of only 3 islands.
There are just 3 people who live there in Gozo Island, and the entire island is of just 2 to 3 kilometers. That is it. So you can literally walk from one stretch to the another stretch, but it is entirely mountains, so that is not possible. I took a tour today from Supreme Tours, which has a monopoly in entire of Malta, and we visited Gozo Islands. So if you remember, my roommate, who's from Canada but Hungarian born citizen, she accompanied me to this tour, which was around 27 euros per person, and it included pick up and drop at the same location. So from our hostel there's this church which is 200 meters only, and the pick up and drop was at the same location. The tour also included the cruise ride to Gozo Island and obviously return from there. It did not include the food, and it did not include snorkeling. We were given a pickup time of 9:30 a.m. and the bus was late by 15 minutes. I was constantly in touch with the Supreme Tour coordinator, who was keeping me updated, and how they are updated is a very fancy way. The bus has a camera installed, and all the tour operators know where the buses have reached by seeing from the camera the location. So they picked us up around 9:30-10 a.m. and the bus took around 30 minutes to reach the ferry point, and once we reached the ferry point, we waited for everyone to come aboard for approximately an hour and a half. So the reason that I went ahead with this kind of tour is that I didn't want to figure things out by myself, because this was the 25th day of my Europe trip, and day after tomorrow I was going to head home. So I was a little exhausted from traveling around so much, and I wanted some easier. I'm presuming that there are several tours that you can do it yourself. You just put your location and Gozo Island as destination, and Google Maps itself will show you which buses to catch and which ferries to catch, and the costing comes nearly about the same. So I thought, why to take so much headache and wait for the buses and then the connecting bus, then the connecting ferry and so on. But I think we waited for 1.5 hours for sure inside the ferry, and it was stationary. We were waiting for them to pick up everybody across entire mall. I have heard of hop on and hop off buses, but this is the first time that I've seen hop on and hop off yacht. So they also have some specific time, and the packages are great. The yacht, that is the ship, and the buses are also included in the package that you're going to take. So ideally all the ships and all the yachts will reach Gozo by 12 or 1 in the afternoon, and it's going to anchor itself for 4 hours approximately, where you can go and explore 3 beaches that are there in Gozo. Once you get out of the ship, there is no proper way to walk up and reach the beach that is there. It is full of stones and rubbles, everything. Carry your flip-flops. Obviously don't carry heels, because you are hitting the beach. It is a walk of somewhere around 10 minutes to reach that particular beach. There is also an option of a tanning bed with an umbrella, which will cost 10 euros, but everything was extremely congested. There was no place to keep even your foot. So if you are doing a private tour, I would honestly advise to reach there as early as possible and leave from there by 1 or 12 in the noon, when all the tourists arrive. Since I was traveling solo, I did not have that option because it was going to be very expensive for me. But if you guys are a group of people, you can always hire a private boat. You can take a ferry from one point to another point, which even the next beach was looking very tiny. Even that beach did not have a lot of place to keep even your foot. The ferry was around €5, so if you want, you can just take a tour and come back to this beach. I was also really fascinated with the kind of fruit packaging they had for juices, cocktails and mocktails. Obviously everything ranged around €10, any beverage or any food that you get. So Gozo does not have any place to manufacture or grow its own fruits, or it's a barren island. There was no lunch included in the package, so the only option that you had was to eat from these carts that were available on the island, or else grab something from the ship which you came in. Everyone has some kind of fridge from where you will get some food or the other, but we also carried some snacks the previous day from the supermarket that is only 200 meters from our hostel. So if you get munchy, you can do that as well. One very important thing, do not snorkel in the waters of Gozo. I am not sure about Comino Island and Malta Island, but definitely do not swim or snorkel in Gozo waters. Beware of those black jellyfishes and pink jellyfishes. They are extremely venomous. 2 people got stung with those jellyfishes, and so one got stung on his finger. That guy was swimming and the tentacles of jellyfish got wrapped around his finger, so his entire hand was swollen 10 times. And there was another old man who was also swimming in those waters, but the jellyfish, the tentacles, it hit his torso. Both of them were in horrible pain. They were constantly itching, and the pain had obviously reduced after 3 hours, but they were still in a lot of agony. The Supreme Tours, they know of these jellyfishes. They did not warn us. On top of that, they are selling snorkeling packages, so I don't understand the logic. When you know that there are there's venomous marine life inside, why do you want people to go and snorkel? And on top of that, they did not have any kind of medicines or any kind of band-aid, ointments, nothing on the ship to help who got stung by these jellyfishes. So both were old men. One of them was swimming where no one was there. So because there are no people around, obviously the marine life is going to thrive there. So there were a lot of jellyfishes there, so that was a little stupid that he went there to swim. But the other one who swam, he swam in the beaches where everyone was there. And I also saw a black jellyfish. I read on the blogs about the purple and the pink ones, but I wasn't sure about the black. But obviously I didn't want to risk it, right? So I was just shooing it away with my flamingo inflatable toy that I had, and I got lucky that I did not get stung by a jellyfish, because next morning I had a flight back home. I got this inflatable flamingo toy which I had seen on the Blonde Abroad's blog some 10 years ago, and this is literally a dream come true for me, that I traveled solo to Malta, some tiny country in Europe, which I wanted to, but I had never imagined that I would be able to do it. So I wanted to recreate a picture that she had created there. So I got this toy for 15 to 20 euros. The person there inflated it herself and gave it to me. So it was a good prop. I swam in the Mediterranean Sea and it was a lot of fun.
There are washrooms and showers right on the island for you to change into clothes before you reach the yacht. The yacht also has washrooms.
Around 4 p.m. we were on the yacht again and were ready to go back home. On the way, we got lucky that we spotted some dolphins and we were very happy. There is also another place called Blue Lagoon in Gozo Island itself, but it is not open during April. They are open only during summer months, so I could not see it. But it looked a little similar from where far off from the ship that I saw. And after Supreme Tours dropped us at our at the church, the drop point, there was one local cafe where I ate the local puffs. It is called, I forgot what it's called, I'm going to mention it here, and Sicilian cannoli. Sicilian cannolis were very nice. The puffs were also very nice. There are just two puffs available in vegetarian. One is cheese and another is of peas. So I used to club both of them together and eat it. I went to Malta in shoulder season, that is April, and when I spoke to a few of my roommates, they mentioned that Comino Islands, the water is freezing cold. But when I went there, my experience was that the water was a little cold, but you can definitely go for a dip inside without freezing. Or maybe the days when they went, it was very windy, and maybe the day when I went, it wasn't that windy. But European summers are you would see that it is 20 degrees and it's windy, but it's not going to be as cold as it is here in India, say Himachal or Uttarakhand. But when the sun comes out in Europe, it is very piercing and it is hot even in shoulder season. So I think it's going to be much worse when it is summers in Europe.